Alrighty, y'all. This is our harvest. Y'all see all the nice, beautiful Lactarius indigo that I've got. Here is the entire table. And you see the size of some of these things. The Chanterelles that I've got. I've got a few of the boletes back there, and then I've got some more of the boletes here. Some of these I'm not doing for the tops, I'm only doing for the stems. But we're going to be cutting these up and getting them ready to be dehydrated. But folks, that is a table full of chanterelles. And that ain't a bad harvest of any of it. So y'all come on and join me for an adventure. Hey y'all, it's Grizz here in Windmill Farms in North Mississippi. As y'all have seen, I have a table full of mushrooms to take care of today, alright? I'm going to clean them up the best I can. We're going to get them ready to go to the dehydrators, and we're going to dry some of these up. I'm going to take a few of these with me down to the Bayou Bash. But overall, most of these are going to be put up and dehydrated. So I'm going to show y'all how I do that. First I'm going to start off with is the boletes. Here's one that I got right here. As y'all see, this thing is beautiful. Now, first thing I done is I just made sure it was cleaned off. Now, I don't wash my mushrooms off right now for the simple fact that I find that sometimes causes them to prematurely rot. Y'all, look at the inside of this thing. You talking about gorgeous. I mean, just pure gorgeous. I'm going to try my best to cut these in the same thickness, because when I get them in the dehydrator, I want everything to be as close to normal as I possibly can on this stuff. Alright? So what I did was I just sliced it up into slivers, and I've got it ready now to go to the dehydrator. That thing right there is amazing. That one might not make it to the dehydrator. I don't know. I've got two different knives. I got one knife that I'm cleaning with, which is this knife. And then I've got my other knife, which is actually meant for actually cutting them up to go to the dehydrator. Alrighty. That was my next little bolete. It was a little bitty thing too. Had a little bit of worm damage. Basically what I do with that is just like you would with a tomato or anything else. You go ahead and cut that out. As long as you're not dehydrating the worm or anything, it's still good to go. Y'all, I know I've said it, but God, that's beautiful looking mushrooms. Now, here on this stalk, I have some questionable spot where worms have gotten in. I try to clean it up, couldn't clean it up good enough. I'll just cut it out. That way I still have this beautiful cap that I can use. Alright? So Okay, same thing. I had a little damage. I cut back. Notice how it's clear in there. Once I cut back to where it's clear, I keep that. Alright, so that's quickly how I do that. I just cut them up. They're cleaned up, brushed off, and then they're ready. Now I know some folks who will actually cut, let me get a knife in here, who will cut the actual spores out. I don't necessarily do that. To me, it leaves it a very woody taste. As long as you ain't got a problem in it, like you can see this one's nice and clear, I'd go ahead and use it. It's just me. But that's basically the boleys. Now, if you cut into one, okay, let me show y'all. Let me show you this. You saw this one. See how white and everything it is? And it was just clean. Sometimes they'll turn color over time of you cutting them. Y'all see that? I can't use that. There's too much. See all them holes in there? That's bug damage, and that is way too much. I cut through on several pieces, and you know, sometimes this just happens. So when that does, I have a trash bag right here. That's where all this little pieces go. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you get a really good one, and before you can actually get home with it and start doing what you need to with it, it will actually, you won't know it, but there'll be a bug or two in there. I see the next one I cut. Nice. That's good. That other one was not. Sometimes you have a bug in there, and all it takes is one, people. I mean, it doesn't take them long to completely destroy a dang mushroom either. I'm just telling you like it is. They can take one and just ravage it in no time. So that's how you do the bullets. Basically, all I did there was cut this is that other pretty one. I cut the bottom off. Okay. I'm going to have to cut a little bit out of this one. But see how I trimmed up the bottom? There was just some bad stuff in there. Now I'm going to have to cut it right down the middle. Now, when I cut it right down the middle, y'all, oops, sorry. Notice how everything up in here is clear. There's a little bit of damage here. Just like when you cut something out of your corn, you know, be there. I cut back just a little bit. She's clean. At that point in time, this thing is ready to rock and roll. Okay? And we're just going to cut her up, and she's going to join the rest of our dried mushroom. That mushrooms we're going to put on the rack here. So, alright. Same thing on the other side. A little bit of damage. I'm going to go in and see how much of that's actually there and how much of it I can cut out. And if I have to, I'll cut a little bit out here, a little bit out there. But I'll make sure that I got all of it out. And I did. So now that I've got it out, she's good to go again. I'm probably going to cut this one like this. And then like this. There we go. Alright. Now, let's see if I can find one that's real bad. And see if there's any part of it to be saved. Okay, you pick this one up. Alright. See what I got here. It looked bad. It isn't. It's actually very clean. There's a little bit of damage here in the stalk area. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to just remove that whole entire stalk piece. And then, once again, right where that stalk made connection with that cap, I cut the little piece out that wasn't no good, but the rest of it went up there. Alright? Now on this one, if you want to, what I was talking about earlier, what I was saying is you can actually separate the sporing from here, and then that way you're just left with a good piece of mushroom. I don't mind this. Some people do. It's all a preference, alright? Alright, y'all. Remember when I said when you're cutting your I turned the camera on the other side. Y'all have to apologize. I accept my apology on that one. These mushrooms been cut a while. Notice how they're still white. Remember how I told you there's a bolete that's identical, but it turns purple when cut? Okay, the longer it sits here, the darker that white part of the meat's getting, okay? I quit cutting because of all the beetle damage. See all the beetle damage? But it's a good thing that I did, because apparently I wouldn't have been able to do it. I ain't taste tested any of these. After I get them cut up, I'll go back and taste test them, make sure I ain't got any of the bitter ones. But that's the reason why I tell people you can't just trust it because it's a bolete. You actually have to take it apart. Now granted, I've been told that it's not a poison like it's going to kill you poison. I've been told that it's basically going to upset your stomach. Hey y'all, it's Grizz. It's the next day after we had put several of the mushrooms in the dehydrator. On the Lactarius Indigo, or the milking blue, we actually got 1 jar of those after they dried out. Now, I don't just leave them in a jar like this. I do a water bath, and when we do that, I'll show you too. This is another jar that we did of the boletes that we had done. Now, this is only one of 1, 2, 3, 4. This make the 5th one right now of the Chanterelles, and I still have over half a table out there to do. All right. But we'll do a water bath on these to make them get hot inside, sterilize everything, and make the, you basically, when you do a hot bath, you leave the lid loose so that it can burp any pressure that it needs to. But it gets everything warm, including the lid. And then that way it allows you, when you pull it out, you tighten it down like that, it will seal itself and you're good to go, okay? These lids right here, if you notice, these are not ball lids. They're just, they're not even Kerr. I don't even know what the name of them are. I don't like these. Most of my ball lids that I use have a little divot right in the middle that will sink in when it's sealed right. These are supposed to just sink down in the middle on their own. The few times I've used these, I didn't have great results in it. These are just basically what I use when I'm putting everything together before I can get it in the bath. So yeah, that's it. Y'all have seen the videos on how to do it and how to pack them up. Hope y'all enjoyed my little adventure on taking mushrooms from the woods all the way to preserving them, putting them up for any length of time. If you want to see anything else about the mushrooms, or if you have any questions, please by all means hit me up in the comments down below. I would love, as I've told you time and time again, I love talking to y'all. I love getting feedback from y'all on what you liked, what you didn't like. I noticed some of y'all have been saying that you would love to go do certain things, but you don't know what you're doing. Well, first off, get you some books. Books aren't everything, okay? But get you some books on it. Start reading on it. Start looking on the internet, whether it's with you. I hear you, kitty. I don't know why they're being needy outside. Probably because I got the window open right here. But anyway, man, that's beautiful. Start learning. Start figuring it out. And then that way when you go out, to me, the easiest thing to learn is by doing it. I mean, read and understand first, but then go out and do it. And then if you have questions, because there is false chanterelles out there. There's false other things. There's other ones like I told you in my area that look like boletes, but they're not. So look, do yourself a favor. Go get the book. Start learning what you can. And then if you got questions, ask somebody in your area that is knowledgeable, or if you can't ask somebody that's locally, you can always go on other places and ask. You can ask me. I'm not saying I'll always have an answer for you, because really and truly, when it comes to mushrooms, it's all about what's in your area. Now, granted, with that being said, there was a homesteader that I talked to earlier. They said they were in East Texas. That's Piney Woods area of Texas. Now, most of what you're going to have in the Piney Woods is almost identical to what we have here. You're really not going to have, you'll have a few variations, but overall, what you have there is what we're going to have here. And look, chanterelles are from Texas all the way up to New York and stuff. So, but as y'all see, I just load up a tray, and like I said, I've got several of these dehydrators for doing my jerky and stuff. If y'all want another way of doing it, y'all let me know. This is just the way I do it. So, but look, I appreciate y'all coming along with me on this adventure with the mushrooms. Like I said, if y'all got any more questions or you got anything, please hit me up in the comments down below. It's been an awesome day, blessed day. The good Lord gave me one more on this earth. I hope He gives me many more to come. So I'm going to tell y'all to have a blessed evening. And as always, be safe.